to be honest, it has been quite very challenging. I'm not going to lie. There's been a lot of sleepless nights. Our approach in terms of our summit is not necessarily focused around showcasing some of the latest technologies.
Okay.
But I think some of the things that you could be looking forward to is us being able to showcase a cross-industry disruption.
Yeah.
What are the chances that they even have the money to leave their home university? Someone who's in University of Venda, someone who's at University of Mpumalanga.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Tech Sisters, where we are sharing different ideas, different careers for tech focused, especially on women in tech, one episode at a time. I am Tobeka Shabalala, and of course I come with you with my co-host.
Hello everyone, I am Nomfundo Ndala. Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome everyone. We have a guest again, and our guest is Boitumelo Makgoba. I hope I don't butcher that. We have Boitumelo Makgoba. She is a multi-award winner in the data science space. She has spoken on the TEDx stage and is the founder of Festi Digital Technologies. Welcome, Boitumelo, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and hello to all Tech Sisters viewers.
Thank you for coming.
So I have shared a very small part of your bio. So tell us more about yourself, if you can.
So my name is Boitumelo Makgoba. Yes, I am very passionate about youth empowerment, especially in the data AI space. I have built my career around social impact as well as, just being a pioneer in the data science space. I'm a data scientist by profession. I hold a master's in data science. So I'm also a founder of Festi Digital Technologies, an award-winning data leader, a global entrepreneur in the IT space. I'm also the director for strategic partnerships and at Festi Impact Hub, where we are actually providing youth empowerment and skills training programs for young people that want to get into the tech space. So the heart of my work, honestly, is centered around creating opportunities for young people, as well as people living with disabilities. Through Festi Digital Technologies, basically what we do, we're an AI for good company, where we actually build solutions for people living with disabilities. So the whole point is just to say, for us to help people living with disabilities to get access to resources that's made available from both private and public sector. So yeah.
Okay, awesome.
That's quite a heavy bio on someone's name, hey? Okay.
And so today, the reason why we have you here is because you have a summit coming up. It's the Festi Impact Hub Summit.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why we have you here. And I hear you speaking of Festi Data Technology, Festi Impact Hub. There's a difference, both yours.
Yes. These are both my businesses.
Okay.
So yes, Festi Impact Hub. It's obviously what we'll be focusing on today. So yes, Festi Impact Hub is an NGO. It's a non-profit organization where we are just focused on providing network opportunities for young people in tech, and also ensuring that people from marginalized communities can get access to industry events at a very low-rated rate to zero, because the summit, obviously, it's free for young people. And the reason why we're doing this, it's so that we can allow young people to have their voices, to be co-creators of some of the policies that exist in the tech space, and also give them an opportunity to be in rooms where decisions are being made, so that they can also understand what opportunities are there for them, as well as, I do hope that some of them will walk out of the summit, having said, you know what, I got an opportunity to start a learnership program, because we are bringing in some of the exhibitors that are providing skills programs to these young people. So this is centered around giving back, providing access to opportunities for young people. Yes.
This is lovely stuff. And so this means now the summit is not only aimed just for developers, but like who else is it aimed for? Is it aimed for unemployed people only, or can people who are also employed come? Like what is the target market?
Yes. So that's a very, very lovely question. So the target market for for our summit is youth.
Okay.
It's youth. We're looking at people that want to break into tech.
Okay.
We do have people that have worked for 10 years in other industries. Someone is working in finance. Someone is an admin officer at any organization, but they're seeing that, there's AI that's trending, there's data, but how can I, as an experienced worker, get into the space? So we're also looking at cross-industry switchers. So the floor is open for them as well. And just people that are in the space that have under 5 years of experience, just so that they can get strategies on what it takes to actually climb the corporate ladder. So we're also looking to get those people in the room, because we are having different panel discussions that are also touching on, how to fast track your career and what is it that organizations are looking for in terms of you moving from a junior role up until to a C-suite executives, because we do have a representation of those that will be in the room to actually touch on inclusion, to say, what does it take to be up there? And when you're up there, how are they ensuring that youth are still empowered so that they can be part of the space as well?
And you've touched a little bit on some of the sessions that will be happening. Care to share the people that people, let me rephrase that. Who should they be looking out for to see at this, whether it's C-suite level or whatever it is? Like, who are these people? Maybe names that people know out there that they should look forward to seeing at your summit. Tell us more how it will look. Am I just sitting the whole day and listening to people, or what exactly do I look for, and who are these people that I should be looking forward to see?
So we have delegations across the African continent. So we have speakers that will be flying in from Botswana. We have other speakers that will be coming in from Eswatini, as well as Lesotho, right? So we are actually looking at industry leaders that are having a lot of global impact within the space. So we're looking at the likes of Vukosi Sambo, the group CIO.
Okay.
We're looking at, there's quite some big names
Yeah.
there. So we also have some entrepreneurs that are also doing big stuff within the tech space as well. And we also have the chief impact officer, which is Ms. Cheryl, who's big on youth empowerment.
Okay.
And we also have, in the top of my head, because the names are quite a lot,
Okay.
we also have a couple of professors within the universities who'll be flying from Cape Town to be joining us as well.
Okay.
So the list is actually quite.
Okay.
Just visit our social media pages to actually look on, check them out as well.
Okay. No, so Mercy, I can also go. Maybe I'll find a job. Not that I'm unhappy in my job, very happy. But maybe, I'll see a CIO and you'll be like, I'm actually looking for someone underneath me. So I think I'm interested, in seeing everything that's going to be unfolding at the event. So I can't wait.
Me too. We're actually going to be there. So if you want to meet the Tech Sisters and, just be there.
Maybe people think that we're not real. We are. So we will be at the summit. So you guys should come through, and I think it's going to be very exciting. But now, speaking of, the summit, like there's a lot of trends around AI and new technologies and everything like that. Is there like a specific trend of technologies that you're seeing that will be dominating this year's agenda, like anything around AI and so on?
Well, I think our approach in terms of our summit is not necessarily focused around showcasing some of the latest technologies.
Okay.
But I think some of the things that you could be looking forward to is us being able to showcase across industry disruption just to have a look at what AI, cybersecurity, data and analytics are doing across all sectors, because we do have a representation of leaders across all industries in South Africa from both private and public sector as well, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Okay. And just for interest's sake, right? How did you decide on the topics and the speakers? And I think it's more to understand the benefits for people. Like, how did you know this is a topic that will be beneficial to people, or how did you then say, okay, this is what we're going with? Is it linked to your company, or is it, I don't know, is it just about the trends, as we've just maybe mentioned?
So the birth of the summit, it's actually been a 2-year journey, right? It's not something that we decided that we're gonna do in the this year. So it's just been centered around a lot of research that we've been doing, just to, especially because my focus has really just been about, youth empowerment and just ensuring, like, having a look at, statistics from the World Economic Forum, for instance, to say what is it that the most high demand jobs, what does the future look like within the African continent? What is it that we need to be aware of? And from a, job spec perspective and youth, because I'm also youth,
Yes, of course, you are.
what is it that we need to be focusing a lot more, but not just from a skills perspective, but from a perspective where you're able to contribute into your organization and also be co-creators of the digital economy as well. So there's been a lot of intensive research that we've done in terms of finding out the topics that we needed to discuss at the summit. So I think with digital transformation, accelerating across different sectors, we needed to find a way to reinforce South Africa's commitment to building an inclusive, data-driven future that also is able to influence some of the policies to also ensure that we are building a future-ready economy. So now some of these topics, it's also touching on economic equity, inclusion, and AI, cyber, as well as this. I mean, all these 3 technologies, as well as other emerging technologies that some of our speakers will be touching on at the summit. It's just the top 3 technologies that we're focusing on, because we're seeing the disruption that these technologies are doing, right? And we've seen that there's a lot of digital transformation pathways that a lot of organizations are actually implementing within the organizations, but we're still seeing that youth empowerment and youth unemployment rate is still high. And then what is it that should actually be done? There's been some of the recommendations that have been done, not just from the G20, but we're seeing that AI skills gap is still a main issue. And some of the recommendations, just out of research that we've been doing, we've seen that it's important for organizations to prioritize skilling their workforce with this AI, and then now what does that mean for young people? It also means that if we're going to shift our focus and ensure that we empower these young people with AI skilling, cybersecurity skilling, because in as much as we have software developers that can build the software, how do organizations ensure that they're able to protect their digital asset? That's where cybersecurity come in. If software is being used across their customers, how do you ensure that you understand the patterns of behaviors from with your solutions? That's where your data analytics come in. That's where your data scientists come in to tell you what they need to focus on, and also decision making. And we look at AI. I mean, with automation, and those are critical skills that are needed within the organization. What is it that we aim to achieve when we bringing in AI skilling and data skilling in place of this discussion. We're actually encouraging organizations to be at the forefront of empowering these young people so that they can get the skills, so that they can be more employable, so that they can still remain relevant within their jobs, as well as, using those skills so that they can also keep on climbing the corporate ladder, because the technologies, the knowledge, the skills, it's very, very important, and it is what's needed to drive a business. So I think that's the direction that we actually took in ensuring that our young people are part of the solutions that we're trying to get as well.
So I hear, so in the beginning you spoke mostly of this being more focused on students or people who are getting into the tech industry. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, organizations themselves, so C-suite people in organizations who are not part of the panels could benefit from this, because then how would they know how to handle these topics, or how would they know how to implement these topics if they are not at your summit?
Yes, you're very much correct. So I think when I emphasized around the caliber of delegation and the target that we're actually looking at, that was not to say C-suite should be excluded, because they are also part of our delegation, right? And there's a very, very important panel discussion that we'll also be having, which sort of like looks at digital inclusion as a strategic advantage in corporate strategy, to say, as C-suite are making decisions, as they're actually driving strategies on how businesses should be driving their operations, how can they make sure that inclusion is a strategic advantage in their businesses? If you're not in the room, how are you going to know some of these insights? So yes, they are coming, they are invited. It's just that the ticket sales have closed. So we're no longer, we're no longer accepting in more delegations, because we've reached the full capacity at our venue as well. But they will be live streaming.
Nice.
So so I think a lot of people can also get access
for
to
the live stream. Is there tickets, or it's just...
This is a 100% free summit to our public, so there is no ticket sales that's actually coming out.
But they will be able to live stream the event, so there'll be like an open link for anyone.
Yes, it will be shared also on our socials.
Okay, great. So if you're not able to get your ticket in time, you still have an opportunity to then watch the summit and engage, and you'll be able to take away so much. And just because you can't be there, because some people will find that maybe it's students that wanted to come, but they can't for multiple reasons. Maybe they live far, or maybe they're writing, and whatever the case may be. So if you won't be able to make it, you still have a chance though to just watch the summit online. So it will be shared on social media.
Yeah,
I do feel as though that the summit has a lot of economic impact as well.
Yeah,
because then, knowing very well, South Africa has a high unemployment rate, especially for young people. So I think that this is a great way to, alleviate the issues that we have in the economy around unemployment, to say, okay, you are willing to take unemployed people who want to enter the corporate space, and it doesn't matter whether that person is whether they know how to code, whether they've been in the tech industry, whether they know anything about tech, but you're willing to take them from that unemployment to say, look, I know you're sitting at home, and especially people living with disabilities, they don't get as much opportunity as, many people. So I think this is a great way to at least balance out the economy and weight they are taking. So I think I think this is a great summit. So if you are at home, please follow Festi Digital
Futures.
Festi Digital Technologies.
Okay, wait.
Digital
What are the
Summit,
So that's the
Summit.
The summit page. Is there a specific?
It's if you go on Google now and
Okay.
then you Google Festi Digital Futures Summit.
Okay.
The first link that's gonna pop out there is definitely our summit link. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
No, that's cool. So are there any like specific maybe initiatives that you would want to look at or that you're looking at that are focused on as much as you do inclusion for people living with disabilities, but are there any ones that are focused on women specifically, maybe like for say women in tech or, you know, like teaching young girls and so on, or is it just for everyone?
Is this summit specific, or are you asking about
Just the Festi,
programs?
yeah, all of your programs, yeah.
Oh, yes. So Festi Impact Hub, right? So this is what we focus on, right?
Yeah.
We exist to provide access to network opportunities for young people,
Yeah.
undergrad, unemployed, like just young people, right?
Yeah.
And then we also provide AI data, cybersecurity skills for
Okay.
young people as well.
Okay.
So now how we do this is that we have 4 programs.
Okay.
We have a program called Festi Matric Ignite, where we
Okay.
go to high schools, we host events, we bring in industry leaders in our space where they now provide motivational talks.
Okay.
We also, on the day, we provide data literacy programs.
Okay.
When they attend the data literacy programs, they will get a certificate, right?
Okay.
And then, there's motivational talks, and then we also help them apply for bursaries
Okay.
as well.
Nice.
And just to empower a young person who's still in high school so that they can be aware that AI is still something that you should consider as a career pathway for you, so that they can be aware that as they're busy using their phones, there's technologies like ChatGPT that they can use, so that they can understand that as they are clicking their phones on ChatGPT, asking it questions, they literally training themselves to be prompt engineers because they're not even aware, right? So that they can use these technologies, understand that they can use these technologies in a more ethical manner, and learn how to use also social media to their advantage as well. So we do touch on such discussions for matric learners under Matric Ignite. So we also have another program called Festi Grad Elevate, where we partner with universities. We've hosted our first event this year at University of Limpopo, where we brought industry leaders from the likes of your MTN and other organizations that were there to give talks about AI, cybersecurity, depending on the domain, so that those students can know about the correct career pathway that they can follow. And Mr. Julian, who was also at the event at the time, was also, showcasing some of the learnership programs, internship programs, grad programs that are made available at MTN. And the students get to know that, okay, as I'm in my final year now, when I leave here, I know that I can apply for MTN, and this is exactly what my future potentially looks like, right? As opposed to them just going on Google and applying for. And now a person who's in Limpopo, a student who's in Limpopo, University of Limpopo, for instance, what are the chances that they would travel to Gauteng to attend an AWS summit?
Yeah.
What are the chances that they even have the money to leave their home university? Someone who's in University of Venda, someone who's at University of Mpumalanga.
Yeah.
The lack of resources element of it, it's what we're trying to dismantle with our programs as well, because we are creating mini events, networking events, so that we can upskill as well as create network opportunities so that they can get to engage with industry leaders. So we partner with university departments in computer science, then we go host this event at local universities, right? And so that's the second one. And the third one is a Festi Path Finder. So now what's happening here is that if you are unemployed, you go on our website, you'll find different skills programs that you can actually train on. We're in partnership with Preeminent Academy, where we're providing Cisco training in AI, data science, and cybersecurity. So now, where you can just register, do the training, and then now we're also giving you access to our summit, because all of those trained learners now get a free access to the summit. So that's the empowerment element of it. So that's the type of programs that we actually do run. So it is not gender specific. I don't have a program that's gender focused at the moment. So it's just equal. Both females and males can get to benefit from our programs as well.
No, I mean,
So in terms of like your Festi Matric Ignite at the high schools, so the programs are usually combined. So we have learners from grade 10 to 12. And then now if the school feels that, no, we'd also like for you guys to actually go to lower grades, we do cater for that. And then we also provide the program for them.
So just continuing on that conversation, right? Maybe someone out there is watching and they're like, I'd like something like this in my school or whatever, right? Is the norm for you guys to find the schools and go to the schools, or do people reach out to you? And is it just through your website, or are there any other ways that they can reach you to say, okay, please come through to my school and do such a program, or come to the university, or like how do people access Festi Digital Hub?
Yes, so we've actually gotten quite a number of requests. Like, for instance, University of Mpumalanga reached out to us to say, can you please host a similar event that you did at University of Limpopo? Bring in your delegation, and then so that you can empower our final years as well as honors. And also when I spoke to the HOD at the time, because we sat on a meeting, right, she was also explaining as to how often difficult it is to actually get a corporate to actually come in and, showcase learnerships. But if organizations like yourself are able to say, you don't have to travel to us, we will come to you and do all of these things. And we still have, she was also mentioning that we still have some of their master students that are not even sure as to what they want to do after graduations, because they're not sure if they need to be AI engineers. But if you're an AI engineer, how does that even look like? But if we're having these programs and these discussions that's showcasing the skills training pathways that's available, the internship pathways that's available, and some of the skilling programs that's made available, I also realized that we often take for granted how accessibility of resources it often is, because now when you scroll on LinkedIn and you see that, Microsoft is having an AI skilling day, or they're providing AI skills trainings that are for free, you automatically assume that if it's on my feed, then everybody else should know this, right? And you actually realize that a lot of young people don't know about this information. It's actually still an issue for young people to actually get access to, and then we exist to actually ensure that we make the resources and the information available to them, right? Which then becomes a question to say, is the marketing that is used for this accessibility of these programs used the right way? Is LinkedIn the right place, the only right place where young people can get access to information? How do we make sure that a young person who's in Kuankua will know that AI skills training program is available and it's free for them, right? So I think organizations need to be thinking a lot along the lines of how to make sure that information to resources that are available, that they're providing, can reach the right people. So
I
it's
think
still,
that's a good one.
I think we need to be looking, thinking around how do we make sure that this program reaches the right candidates, the right people.
Because it will probably reach people with access anyway. They have internet.
If you're on LinkedIn, you were already a professional, right? And also, you also ask a question to say, we did a survey. When we run these programs, we have to measure impact, right? To say, okay, how many of this our delegation at the university have access to a LinkedIn. Only 20% of our attendees from a specific department, you find that they have a LinkedIn profile.
Yes.
Some have heard of it,
Hectic, yes.
but some don't know why it's even important. But then there's so many resources that's available. Whose responsibility then is it to make sure that these young people are aware of that? Whose responsibility is it to make sure that if you're a skills training provider and you want to offer trainings to young people and your target is to reach 20,000 learners in a month, to ensure that they get access to that information, whose responsibility is it? Right? Because there is, I have to comment, there is a lot of work that's being done from our both corporate and private sector to ensure that young people are empowered. There is a lot of work that's being done. There is a lot of resources that's made available. But then how do you ensure that young people get access to this information? It's still, a barrier. It's still an issue. And I think we need to somehow start to be thinking about accessibility. Accessibility should be one of the core focus in terms of
in everything.
Ensuring that the right people get empowered the right way as we need them to. Yeah.
And
No, I'm just saying, I think it's a good point that you're raising, because if your organization is partnered with Microsoft or AWS, you will likely know about the event because you work there.
yes.
Because sometimes I've seen like on social media and someone's like, I was at the Google, what. I'm like, oh, I didn't know. And mind you, I didn't know, and yet I have LinkedIn, right?
Yes.
Now, what about more about a person who wants to
Doesn't even have
access these
access.
events and wants to access these skills, but does not have LinkedIn, does not have the internet, and this is not within their reach because of their network as well. So I think that's a good point you're raising.
Yeah, and I
very much.
think you might need to add that's why Tech Sisters does exist to actually be sharing access to information.
Yes.
Definitely, yeah.
For free even, because creating awareness is very important. How do you ensure that these people know about these things?
Exactly.
Podcasts like this make it possible
So
for them to know.
We
that
are
they
saying
exist.
be there at the Festi Summit.
You will see us.
We are saying it for free. Okay.
And then, just diving back to the Festi Summit, and maybe this might be too early to ask, but we'll ask it anyway. What has been the most rewarding thing for you with planning this event? And I know maybe you feel like this is a question you might answer later, but what has it been? What's keeping you going? Because it's a big event. You could have stopped at some point, but what's the rewarding thing that has kept you preparing this big day?
The heart of what I do is centered around impact. And, I was having a discussion with my team the other day. It led us back to the why. Like, why do we even have to do this? we have so many programs where we are actually doing a lot of work to ensure that we're creating awareness and empowerment, right? And to be honest, it has been quite very challenging. I'm not gonna lie. There's been a lot of sleepless nights. There's been lots of stress.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, you're so worried that, okay, what if our partners don't chip in or keep the end of the bargain? Okay, you knock on doors. Sometimes you send a lot of cold emails. I go through that, right? And we also have our team members that, I've called this person 4 times. We spoke for the first 2 times, and the third time they're like, no, we can't do it. And it's just been so much, to take. And sometimes you even feel like, what, perhaps
Maybe not.
perhaps it's not yet the right time.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should have, postponed or something like that. So for me, the reason why I keep encouraging ourselves as well as my team to say, let us do it, it's because this is really my purpose. I get so much fulfillment in knowing that I'm able to use my skills, my knowledge to actually create impact and change another person's life, you know. And if I don't do it, then who should be doing it? And just the fact that when all of this summit is done, we'll actually be able to say we're able to empower.
Yeah.
We're able to change people's lives. We're able to actually, you know, allow people from rural communities, because we do have a delegation that will be coming from other townships.
Okay.
We've actually gotten a couple of sponsors that actually will be getting them transport in deep rural villages to actually come and attend the summit. And obviously, like I said, we have some of the exhibitors that will be providing access to the skills programs that they do have, learnerships, and that young person is going to leave the summit having seen a reality that they only saw on TV, right? So for me, honestly speaking, I love the work that I do, and it's centered around ensuring that young people get the right opportunities and they get to be in the right rooms. And they also, you know, there's another workshop we will be having where we're actually going to be teaching young person to actually know how to make the room work for them.
Okay.
If you're in a room with President Ramaphosa, if you're gonna sit there and then you sit there and then you walk out, what is the point of you being in the room? So how do you make the room work for you? How do you better position yourself in a way that you get to make the room help you to actually get certain doors to actually open for you? How do you network yourself? How do you better prepare yourself? So those are some of the things that we'll be touching on. So now, with the young people that will be working in the room, it's not really about getting a degree and saying you're going to have a job. How do you actually empower yourself and be so readily available so that you can know how to network, know how to position yourself, know how to actually climb the corporate ladder through your own presentation as a person. So yeah.
Okay. Wow. Oh, that's beautiful. I can't wait, actually. So just before we close, one word to describe the summit.
Inclusion, and inclusion.
Okay.
Inclusion, right?
All right. So yeah, just before we close, do you have any closing statements that you'd like to share?
Strategic partnerships are what it takes to make things happen, right? So without the right partners, a vision will only just become a vision. So with these words, I'm saying there is opportunities for sponsors to come on board to help us co-create this vision that we have. We're also calling in exhibitors to actually join us, so that we can actually help ensure that the summit actually becomes a reality, of course, right? So if you're any organizations that is at the forefront of inclusion, youth empowerment, creating impact, Festi Digital Futures Summit is actually looking for you. So our doors are open. Just hop on our website and come. Let us join forces and ensure that we empower 1,000 youth leaders that will be joining us at the summit.
Lovely stuff.
And then, sorry, just to take you back a bit to something. So you spoke about panel discussions. How early should they arrive? Like, please give me an idea, because generally a summit can be overwhelming for someone, right? So you spoke of, you've got exhibitors, you've got panel discussions. Should I be arriving early so I can see the exhibitors, or is everything within sort of like a program of the day?
Everything is definitely...
I don't want to miss anything, if you get what I'm saying.
So the registration will open at 6 a.m.
Okay.
6 a.m. The gates will be open.
Okay.
But the official ceremony will be starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. So we'll be having our keynote opening, and then... So we only going to have one keynote.
Okay.
And the rest, it's just panel discussions.
Okay.
So yes, just bring in your hungry mindset. Come and learn, network, meet your fellow tribe,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, just make sure that you get the most that you can out of the summit and network, man, meet people.
Yeah.
Do you have notebooks? Like,
Oh my
you want
goodness.
people to grasp everything. I'm assuming they must bring notebooks and pens.
Yes.
Of course.
They must obviously take content
Definitely, and post.
and follow your pages and so forth. So if you can send us the links to your sites,
Yes.
your pages, then we can maybe pop them
in the bio.
in
In the
the
description.
description.
We'll pop them in the,
The
description.
description.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I will.
All right.
But all the information is on our website. Just go to Google Festi Digital Futures Summit or Festi Impact Hub page, because our our summit is on our main website, right? So you get there's opportunities for sponsorships, opportunities for exhibitions, delegations, and the registration it's still open, but any person who have registered after the 25th of July, majority of them definitely will be attending online. So they'll be getting communication sometime this week,
Okay.
so that they can join us online.
Okay. And when will we be sharing the online link? Because you
This
spoke
week,
about
yeah.
this week,
yeah.
only to those people or to everyone?
To
Remember we
everyone.
spoke
I mean,
about-
all this information will be available. Online.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. I think this was a very insightful session, especially learning about the programs that you're able to do. And I think if there's someone sitting at home, maybe they're a high school teacher and they're thinking, oh no, I would like her to come through, whatever the case may be, or someone at home who wants to divert from being in retail and they want to come into tech, whatever the case may be, I feel like a lot of people would have learned a lot and taken a lot from today's session. So yeah, any closing words from you?
All right. So from me, it's see you guys at the Festi Digital Summit on the 25th of October, 6 a.m. If you don't want to miss anything,
Yes.
make sure you have a notebook. Make sure you've got a pen. Take a lot of content, power banks and everything.
Yes.
Just be there to enjoy the full day. What time does it end?
5 p.m.
Ends
The
at
full
5
day.
p.m.
Yes,
So
yeah.
be ready to be there the full day and enjoy the summit. So yeah, I can close right.
That's it from us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this. It is important for you to share this with anyone who is interested in, learning, growing, and, making an impact as well. So yeah, but that's it from us. Until next time.
Bye.